Okay, if you are selling a high priced item, either it be a consumer good or an enterprise sale, then the group of companies that you need to be benchmarking are StubHub, Ticketmaster, Booking.com, Airbnb. Travel and entertainment sites know how to help you make a big decision because I'm making a flight decision or I'm buying World Cup tickets, which is going to be really expensive and it's a hard decision to make. And so they've figured out how to move me along the decision making flow in order to get me to purchase. And I think all of the tactics that they do, we could say, yes, they are kind of scammy, but they are almost required because this is a really hard and scary purchase with a lot of complexity to making it and feeling good about it. And somehow they figured it out. So if you are trying to motivate someone to make a big decision, whether it be a consumer or your spouse, I think these sites are the answer. Okay, I've been here before and they've added new tickets. So the number one thing that these sites do is have heuristic based decision making. Best value, new tickets, only 4% left. They're making something really complex and putting a label on it. And new is pretty powerful because we're interested in new. It's exciting. So I'm going to click this and they're reminding me I'll be seated together. Great. And now there is so much on this site. Now, this is just a really hard decision. I have to figure out where I'm going to be seated, how much I want to be spending on it, what is the view. And it's difficult. And so, again, they're giving me these heuristics to do it. But the other number one thing they're doing is quantifying it. So, like, how am I going to make this decision? Unclear, but oh my gosh, there's an 8.7. Oh, I know this is the best seat. And also they're doing the scarcity. It's just hard to figure out if this is spammy or the correct thing, right? It's a really big decision. I've been back to this site 4 times. It is helpful that they're telling me, hey, the tickets are going to sell. Like, you should make a decision. Okay. The quantification is important because Linda Chang did a nice paper, I think last year, that basically said it's easier for us to compare quantified attributes. So instead of saying best or softest, we look at numbers. And when you have a number and a qualitative metric, people tend to use the quantitative metric, the number, to make the decision. So this is a perfect example. It says fan favorite. It doesn't say fan favorite here, but I'm not using that to make the decision. I'm using 8.7 versus 8.4 to make the decision. And so really, because it's so complex, these types of heuristics are almost the only thing that I would have to go for except for price, right? And so like this 336, it's like, well, maybe I should do that because like I'm only going to the World Cup once, but it's 8.2, it's not 8.7. And so that is really helping drive this decision as well as this like terrible scarcity of like, well, if I don't do it now, somebody else is going to buy it. Okay. The other thing they're doing really well is objection handling. Scarcity. They know that I'm worried about the view. And so they're basically going to show me the view. And this is what good sales teams do. They know the top objection, like, I don't know if it's going to be a good view. And then they tell you you're making a fine decision and here's why. And they're reminding me, by the way, I think most e-commerce places don't do this, of how good of a decision that you're making at the point of making the decision. So a lot of times we just do cart and forget to kind of tell people, no, that was an amazing decision. Good job. And they literally are saying amazing, popular pick, amazing value, clear view. Wow. And I'm going to confirm this quantity. By the way, I like that they said confirm, right? Because when you're saying confirm the quantity, it's like, I know I'm not going to make a purchase decision there. I still have one more step. So they're getting me on to the next step here. Again, they're really reminding me that this is an amazing decision. And they're doing this, by the way, in the last thing, they had Fan Protect. And Fan Protect is like one of the top things that you could do for these types of decisions, which is give people a money back guarantee. This is not really a money back guarantee, but it's something like audit protection, insurance, these types of things that you're not going to make a bad decision. And we're going to protect you from that. So if you add something like money back guarantee, people are going to be less risk averse to making the decision. When Amazon added cancel anytime, this shot up their conversion for Prime. So like the idea that you can either retract a decision or it's not going to be a bad decision is critical to remind people at the moment of decision. Okay. I only have 8.5 minutes left to do this purchase. Okay. And then, I'm at this confirmation moment. I already put my email in. They didn't make me do a password, which is so nice. I'm assuming that afterwards they'll ask me to sign up for StubHub or StubHub will keep annoying and spamming me on things, but it was nice not to have to do a password. I just had to do my email. And again, they're reminding me that this is a high demand thing. Last tickets remaining. Oh my gosh. So I have to purchase. Okay, I'm going to click buy now. And I hope to see you. If you're in San Francisco, why don't you let me know if you're going to come to the Monday, June 22nd game, and I will see you there. And if you are helping someone make a big decision, these are the types of analysis you can do is go to the sites that already are really trying to do it. And again, could be spammy, but could also just be the thing that's required in order to push a human to make a decision like buy World Cup tickets. Okay.